Hi, this is Mike Peterson from Challenge Island, Oakland County East, back with another one of our Steamtastic Fridays. So we're in the middle of basketball season here at Challenge Island, and today we're ready for the A in STEAM, which stands for art. So I thought rather than just talking about art, I'd like you to try drawing a little art that has to do with basketball this week. In particular, we're going to give you a couple ideas around basketball logos, in particular National Basketball Association or NBA logos. So if you wonder, well, how do I draw a logo? What goes into a logo? To keep it really simple, there's kind of two pretty basic parts that go into a logo. So there's some words, so you put letters and words in there. You write the words in a certain way to make them look cool, so that's what we call the font that you use for the words. And then add some pictures, and then you've got enough to make a logo. So let's take a look at some examples of NBA logos to just give you some ideas to get started. So just as an example, one logo that's been pretty consistent for a pretty long time is the Los Angeles Lakers. So as you can see here, initially when they started out back in the 1940s, their team was actually Minneapolis. So they used to be the Minneapolis Lakers. But as soon as they moved to Los Angeles around 1960, they picked a logo. It was a basketball because they were a basketball team. They picked a font. They picked the words Los Angeles Lakers. And they've held pretty steady with that for the last 60 years, 70 years or so. Changed the color a little bit here and there, but they seem to like that one. Let's take a look at another one. So here's a logo for what's now the Oklahoma City Thunder, but used to be the Seattle Sonics. So if we look at Seattle, a couple things are famous in Seattle. There's a big airplane company named Boeing, so when they first got started, they put a little airplane in there. Then later on, the Space Needle was popular, so you can see that showed up in their logo a little bit later. There's always kind of a basketball theme in there. Well, then when they moved to Oklahoma City, they couldn't really call themselves Seattle anymore, so they went with a whole new logo after that point. So make sure the words fit with the pictures. Let's just do a couple more real quick. Houston Rockets are another interesting one. They started out as the San Diego Rockets, so you can see they put a fun picture right through the basketball to show that they were the Rockets, but they still play basketball. So then they played around with the pictures of the basketball. And here, the circle of the basketball in today's logo just kind of turned into a fancy little oval there. So you can see the Rockets still taking off into space there. And we've got a little bit of a circle to remind us they're a basketball team. All right, one last idea for you. Let's take a look at the San Antonio Spurs. Now, when they started out, they were actually a team called the Chaparrals, which was kind of a roadrunner-looking creature, like you see here. So, and then when they changed to the Spurs, they decided to take the U of the Spur and make that one of the letters in their name. So that's another fun thing you can do with the logo is take a picture that looks like a letter, then combine that in with the other letters to make a cool picture out of it all. And then finally, just a quick classic one to end with here. This is the Indiana Pacers. So you can see here's a really simple great idea. They took a basketball, they realized, well, the inside of a P looks like a basketball, so they put it in the middle of the P, and that was their name was the Pacers, so kept it pretty simple there. So why don't you give that a try at home this week? See if you can take some fun words, write them in a funny way, put some pictures with it, see what kind of cool logo you can come up with, see if you can create your own team out of that. All right, with that, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again next week.